Hey, it's Benji from Small Biz Elevator, and I just found a few days ago something called Empire Avenue. Now, this is something I'll fully admit I don't totally get it just yet, but I'm real close. Now, you come look at this thing. It's empireavenue.com. And when you first get here, it's sort of like, what is this? It's just sort of this amorphous blob of things you can do, and it looks like the stock market, but it has social media channels on it. Basically, what this is, its underlying purpose is to get people to participate in your social media and web property channels. So if you have a Facebook profile, a Twitter profile, if you have Google Plus, if you have a YouTube channel, and if you have blogs where you want people to start liking those blogs and those posts, if you want them to retweet those things, if you want more friends, this is a way to get them to do it. And so I, so far, have just basically gotten started with it, like I said, and I'm participating in it. I've only been on it for about 3 or 4 days, maybe not even that long, and I'm waiting to see the benefits, but I'll show you why they haven't shown up. So I'm going to give you just a really quick overview. There's some videos on YouTube that are much longer. I actually just watched one that's about 45 minutes long, and it helped me understand it more. But let me take you through it just very briefly. So the idea here is that you are participating in a system where you basically get to invest in other people, and when you invest in other people, they're also investing in you. And there is this kind of a fake currency called Eves. And Eves are essentially, it's like a dollar, but it's their unit of currency. And so you can see here, let's just start with the dashboard. Here is my ticker name. This is actually my username here on Empire Avenue, and then here's my bank balance, and that's how many Eves I have, 230,000. I'll get into in a minute. I'll get into how to get more Eves and what you do to spend them. And then here's my share price, even as though I were a stock. I'm at 31.85 Eves. That's my share price, and you can see down here at the bottom, I started out at just under 20 Eves, and now I'm at 31, almost 32 Eves. And so basically what that means is I have a particular worth based on my activity on Empire Avenue, and combined especially with these connection scores. Now these scores are based on, I have connected all of these different channels to Empire Avenue, and they've gone through and said, okay, this is the value of each one of these channels. You can see I do a lot more on Facebook, a little bit on LinkedIn, and Twitter I don't use a whole lot. YouTube, this particular channel, I've just gotten started. Google Plus I barely use at all, which I probably should start, but that doesn't really matter. So that's how they come up with your share price. And I'm going to leave it at that. We're not going to, like I said, make this very long. Now, what you do with this bank balance. Now, let's go through these things one at a time. I went to the Expand tab. Here are all your little sub-tabs here. And I went to the Expand tab. You can see here are the leaders within the site, people who have much higher stock prices. You can see this person, Anise Smith, is at 221 Eves compared to my 31, not to give it a complex or anything. And then we have people who have just shown up. And this person, Laura A.O.K., I like her name, is just under 13. So is this Schnurren. I like that person's name even more. And they're right around the 12 to 15 mark. And then we have these other metrics, these other ways to look at and find people on Empire Avenue, which actually is within itself a social network. So let's go to the Engage tab, and stick with me. I'll get into the why we're here in a minute. This is almost like a Pinterest or a Twitter, the way it's set up. They have little shout outs and ratings and that kind of thing. This is probably a place you wouldn't use too much. And if we go to evaluate, you can post a shout out there, by the way. This is what we just looked at. And we have an audience and a quality score breakdown. I don't fully know what this is yet, so I'll share that as I get further in. We already kind of looked at this page. So let's just go right to the missions tab. So this is what Empire Avenue is all about. This is the purpose of it. What you're doing, I'll come back to this part in a minute. Let's look at my missions, because I want to get right to the meat, even though I'm vegetarian. I've created a mission to like any posts on my Facebook page, and it's still a fairly new page, and so I wanted people to go and look at the page and like it. Now the reason I'm putting that here is because people, by claiming this particular what's called a mission, they can earn more eaves, so then they can go post their own missions and offer a certain number of eaves per mission. So I'm offering 1,500 eaves per mission. I've had this up for probably about a half an hour, and it's probably not enough eaves. I probably need to make it a little higher. I'm noticing that people are offering 2,000 and 3,000 and per mission, and so I probably need to go ahead and do that. And so I'm like I said, I'm still kind of testing things out. But the basic idea is that here, let's go to a current mission. So you can post those. Let's go back here. You can post these My Missions and then get people to do them. Now, the way Empire Avenue has this set up is you can't do too many right away, and actually they limit you. Until I think I reached 30, I didn't have this available. I couldn't do anything. But if I go to create missions, I have one active mission, and I can only have one that's currently active. And you can see here's how you create a mission, and you don't need to know how to do that just yet, because again, this is sort of a 10,000 foot high level overview. So that's what I've created. Now let's see these things in action. So what I'm going to do is well, these people are at 1,000, so that actually is not that bad. So we'll see how my mission that I created, how that winds up. Now let's look at this person's what she's created.